Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, we discuss my thoughts on episode 1 of the anime series, Gabriel DropOut. I thoroughly enjoyed the hell out of this first episode. It was very much how I surmised it would be. If you go back to my winter 2016-2017 interests video, I mentioned in talking about this PV that the character designs, the look, the feel, the vibe of it was very reminiscent to me of Scorching Ping Pong Girls, which was a series that I just happened upon on a whim when nothing else was out that day, and thoroughly loved, and, covered the entirety of Scorching Ping Pong Girls in episodic reviews, had a lot of great interaction in the comments with you guys, and I feel like this has that kind of potential. Very much to my surmise, is that how I'm left feeling after watching this first episode. It had me cracking up. I love there are certain intriguing angelic versus demonic themes going on in the background, and all that kind of stuff. The titular Gabrielle is an angel. I thought she was supposed to be like the Archangel Gabriel or something like that, but it's actually just an angelic girl by the name of Gabrielle. She is, the highest in achievement in her class in the heavenly sense. She graduated with the highest honors, and she's part of a troupe who are going to be sent to Earth for all intents and purposes to get an idea of what humanity is like, what the world is like. And the object is, for them to learn lessons and all this kind of stuff, hone their angelic skills, come back to heaven as purified angels and with a lot more knowledge and all that kind of stuff, intellect that they've gathered, in interacting with humanity and seeing the way the world works. And within, the first few days or the first week or the first month that she's on Earth, she stumbles on to video games. Now, at first, she's completely a go-getter, an overachiever, keeping her apartment clean and doing all these angelic, very benevolent things. But she stumbles onto an MMORPG. She starts healing characters, and she runs out of MP. She realizes she can get sort of a magic wand with unlimited MP or double the impact or whatever it is, but she has to pay money, and she ends up using some of her monetary balance from her heavenly stipend to cover this. The next thing you know, she is completely devolved and broken down into a lazy, slovenly, sort of shut-in gamer chick. It kind of very much reminded me of Watamote, Tomoko Kuroki, the main character of that series, who I loved. And she can't stand humanity now. She's like, F the world, let humanity die. If I can't play my video games and be lazy, I'm going to skip school every day and everything. And we find that her best friend, this chick Vine, is actually from hell. She's a demon from hell, and but she's the nicest demon. She's the most helpful friend and all this kind of stuff. But at one point, they have a date to go shopping, and this comes after a few times where Vina's trying to get Gabrielle to go to school, and she doesn't want to. She ends up trying to teleport, use her powers, though you're not supposed to use powers in case humanity might see it and everything, and she tries to teleport into her classroom, and it just so happens that the only thing that teleports is her panties, so she doesn't want to go to school, and Vine follows up with her later, and they're going to have this shopping date and everything. Of course, because Gabrielle is so consumed with the online video gaming, she doesn't bother even meeting Vine, and Vine comes a-calling, and she's like, oh, should I pretend I'm not home, and all this stuff. And so she makes up this bold lie about how she's going to clean up her apartment. And that's why, she was in the middle of cleaning and she was forgetful of the time and that they had this appointment to go shopping. And so Vine's like, well, you know what? If you're going to lie about it, let's actually do that. I'll help you out. We'll clean up this horrific mess of an apartment that you've built up over the time you've done nothing else but play video games. And they find this cockroach, which I don't understand why it was censored. Are viewers going to be that timid to bug life? I don't know. I don't know why they censored it. And then you see sort of a censor square going across the floor from the faraway shots. But Vine ends up scared out of her mind. Gabrielle is scared out of her mind by this little cockroach. And so Vine summons her pitchfork of magic, and the whole apartment is blown up. Everything, Gabrielle owns is rendered ash and soot, and it's made me die laughing. Overachieving much here, but she's the demon girl, and yet she's going to Gabrielle to try to find out how she can become more evil, because Gabrielle tells her, you're the nicest demon girl I know. you know, and then there is this girl, Satania, who, for all intents and purposes, is also a demon. She believes she is going to be the next sort of ruler of hell and then ruler of the world thereupon, in aftermath of that. And she thinks doing little sort of minuscule deeds are evil. Like, I'm going to recycle a bottle, but I'm going to leave the cap on the bottle. Oh, it's so evil, and she's so giddy about how evil that is. She leaves the plastic bottle cap on the recycled bottle. How about not recycling it if you want to be evil? Let's be honest. And then, of course, she runs into Gabrielle in the school hallway. Gabrielle is drinking this orange drink, which she doesn't like. She tries to throw it in one of the recycling canisters. It misses subsequently and spills all over the floor. And rather than Gabrielle giving even one care or concern about it, she keeps going on her way. Satania chases her down and is like, look, I don't want to be a bearer of bad news here, but you spilled your drink. That's wrong. That's bad. You should clean it up. And they do rock, paper, scissors. Gabrielle beats Satania, and Satania ends up cleaning it up. And as soon as she's done, the floor is spotless. Suddenly it occurs to her, wait, she spilled it though. Why did I clean it up? You know, completely 180-degree opposite turn from the evil of, the cunning, leaving the plastic bottle cap on. You know, how evil that is. But I'll clean the whole floor for you. And then, of course, we have the sort of fourth main character, Raphael, who is supposed to be of the angelic side. And this is what I love. This is what I really love and am intrigued by this particular episode and this series, the concept of it. The angelic characters are the more sort of evil. They're very much skirting the lines of doing more evil and sadistic things. This Raphael character is very sadistic. She wants to manipulate and use people as her playthings, as toys. She ends up encountering Satania, who is being sort of accosted by a dog on her way home from school. The dog wants her lunch or whatever it is. Maybe it's lunchtime. And Satania is trying, she's freaked out by the dog. She doesn't want to be accosted by the dog. And she's just trying to like talk it down and walk away. And here comes, Raphael, who's like, well, maybe she gets into her mind, maybe if you try to think like the dog and speak like the dog, in this case, bark like a dog for upwards of 5 whole minutes while Raphael is in the background dying, pissing herself of laughter because she manipulated Satania into doing this. Oh, maybe then you'll convince the dog. And no, you don't convince the dog at all. And when Steny is about to like leave and she's like, forget it, I'm giving up, here we have Raphael again trying to push her buttons and manipulate her very, very sort of sadistically to say, oh, you're a demon and you're going to walk away. Oh, I'm not going to say anything if that's what you want to do. If you just want to quit, you don't want to show your prowess to this little dog. And so all hell breaks loose and we find Stania loses her lunch anyway. The dog gets the lunch. So we think, so we expect. And then it turns out that no, Raphael has gotten the lunch. She's in the next class over from our main characters. And when they catch up with, when she catches up with Satania and the whole group, she's like, oh, but I have your lunch. I ended up getting it, and here, I'll give it to you, in fact, because you lost yours. But you're only going to get it if you get down on all fours and lick my foot and bark like a dog, like I know you can. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So you have these angelic characters who are much more sadistic, much more revolving around a sense of evil. And these demonic characters, for all intents and purposes, Vinay is just a helpful, nice, caring, compassionate character, not demon-esque at all. And then you have Satania, who's like trying to be demonic, but inadvertently she's being nice and doing nice things too. And then these two angels are just, one is loathsome and slovenly, the other one is sadistic and getting off on messing with people. I love the reverse psychology of that characterization, that matchup. And again, in talking about, those aspects that are so reminiscent of Scorching Ping Pong Girls, the character designs, as I say, look like they are cut right out of that show. There's even a shot of the outside of the school that I swear is taken from Scorching Ping Pong Girls entirely. And they all have these little sort of iconography-esque, pins and buttons and hairbands that sort of represent where they're hailing from originally. In the case of of Gabrielle, she has like crosses. In the case of Satania, she has an upside down cross on her tie or neckerchief or whatever it is. And you have Raphael has them in her hair. And really by the end, it just made me love this particular show. The humor, the crazy quirks of, you know, the angels and the demons are kind of reversing roles a little bit here and there in their characterization. Just seems really intriguing and fun to me. I had a very fun time watching it. And I'm happy to say this was one of those series that my expectations were answered exactly what I thought going into this. You know, what I thought it was going to be is exactly what it was. And you know, we shall see if I end up covering it in episodic reviews or not. I don't know as of the time of this recording yet. There's still a few other things I want to check out, and I may even reverse one of the series I said I wasn't going to review. I may come back and talk about it. It all depends. It all, you know, depends on how I'm feeling and everything like that. But first episode wise, in the case of Gabriel DropOut, I loved it, and I'm going to be thoroughly enjoying watching this, whether I cover it or not. But I'm thinking maybe I might. You know, it depends. And so I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. If you've seen episode 1 of Gabriel DropOut, if you enjoyed it as much as I did, especially if you're one of the cats or kitties who followed along with my coverage of Scorching Ping Pong Girls, do you agree with me that it kind of has a similar vibe to it? And you know, with the comedy, the humor, the character designs, are you getting the same sort of you know, pleasure out of it that I am watching it? You know, along similar lines to Scorching, or did you, you know, love it or hate it? I mean, anything goes in the comments below. If you were dissatisfied with it, didn't really feel the same way I did, you know, feel free to mention that in the comments below. Just love having that conversation. And so, yeah, otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.